Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Condemnation of Abu Huraira and Omar's beating him. Sultan, it is not I alone who am unkind to Abu Huraira. The first man who was unkind to him was the second caliph, Omar bin Khattab. Ibn Athir and Ibn Abil Hadid in his Sharh Nahj al-Balagha, volume 3, page 104, printed in Egypt, and several others have reported that after Caliph Omar appointed Abu Huraira governor of Bahrain in 21 after Hijri, the people informed the Caliph that Abu Huraira had amassed great wealth and had purchased many horses. Omar therefore deposed him in 23 after Hijri. As soon as Abu Huraira entered the court, the Caliph said, "O enemy of Allah and enemy of His book, have you stolen Allah's property?" He replied, "I never commit a theft, but the people have given me gifts." Ibn Sa'ad in Tabaqat, volume 4, page 90, Ibn Hajar Asqalani in Isaba, and Ibn Abd al-Rabin in Aqdul Farid, volume 1, write that the Caliph said, "When I made you the governor of Bahrain, you had not even shoes on your feet. But now I have heard that you have purchased horses for 1,600 dinars. How did you acquire this wealth?" He replied, "These were men's gifts which Prophet has multiplied much." The Caliph's face grew red with anger, and he lashed him so violently that his back bled. Then he ordered the 10,000 dinars which Abu Huraira had collected in Bahrain be taken from him and deposited in the account of the Baytul Mal. This was not the first time that Omar beat Abu Huraira. Muslim writes in his Sahih, volume 1, page 34, that during the time of the Prophet, Omar bin Khattab beat Abu Huraira so severely that the latter fell down on the ground. Ibn Abil Hadid writes in his commentary on Nahj al-Balagha, volume 1, page 360, Abu Ja'far Asqalani has said, "According to our great man, Abu Huraira was a wicked fellow. The hadith narrated by him were not acceptable. Omar beat him with a lash and told him that he had changed hadith and had attributed false sayings to the Holy Prophet." Ibn Asakir in his Ta'rikh al-Kabir and Muttaqi in his Kanzul Ummah report that Caliph Omar lashed him, rebuked him, and forbade him to narrate hadith from the Holy Prophet. Omar said, "Because you narrate hadith in large numbers from the Holy Prophet, you are fit only for attributing lies to him. That is, one expects a wicked man like you to utter only lies about the Holy Prophet. So you must stop narrating hadith from the Prophet, otherwise I will send you to the land of Dus, a clan in Yemen to which Abu Huraira belonged." Ibn Abil Hadid in his commentary on Nahj al-Balagha, volume 1, page 36, printed in Egypt, reports from his teacher Imam Abu Ja'far Asqalani that Ali said, "Beware of the greatest liar among the people, Abu Huraira Dusi." Ibn Qutayba in Ta'wil Mukhtalaf al-Ahadith and Hakim in Mustadrak, volume 3, and Muslim in his Sahih, volume 2, reporting of the characteristics of Abu Huraira, all say that Aisha repeatedly contradicted him and said, "Abu Huraira is a great liar who fabricates hadith and attributes them to the Holy Prophet." In short, it is not we alone who have rejected Abu Huraira. According to Caliph Omar, the commander of the faithful Ali, Aisha, and other companions and followers of the Prophet said that he was completely unreliable. Accordingly, the sheikhs of the Mu'tazilites and their imams and the Hanafi ulama generally reject the hadith narrated by Abu Huraira. Moreover, in his commentary on Muslim Sahih, volume 4, Nadawi emphasizes this point. Imam Abu Hanifa said, "The companions of the Prophet were generally pious and just. I accept every hadith with evidence narrated by them, but I do not accept the hadith whose source is Abu Huraira Anas ibn Malik, or Samara bin Jundub. We reject the same Abu Huraira whom Caliph Omar lashed and called a thief and a liar. He was rejected by Aisha, Imam Abu Hanifa, and by many companions and followers of the Holy Prophet. We reject the same Abu Huraira who was rejected and called a liar by our master, the chief of the monotheists, Ali, and by the holy Imams and descendants of the Prophet. We reject Abu Huraira who was a Bali worshipper, who, despite knowing the superiority of Ali, ignored him. He preferred his patron, the damned Muawiyah, sat at his table to relish dainty dishes, and concocted hadith in opposition to Ali. In view of our discussion so far, you and I are obliged to see to it that when a hadith from the Holy Prophet is under consideration, we should first prefer it to the Holy Quran. If the hadith agrees with the Holy Quran, we should accept it, otherwise not. Reply to the supposed hadith that Allah said, I am pleased with Abu Bakr. Is he also pleased with me? The hadith which you narrated earlier, although it's one-sided, may be referred to the Holy Quran. If there is no hindrance, we will surely accept it. One verse of the Holy Quran, however, says, and certainly we created man and know what his mind suggests. We are nearer to him than his jugular vein. Holy Quran, chapter 50, verse 16. You are aware that Hablul Warid, namely jugular vein, as a common expression used to express extreme nearness. The meaning of this verse is that Allah is all-knowing. Nothing is hidden from Him. However deep it may be in man's chest, Allah knows the secrets of our hearts. And in the chapter of Yunus, He says, and you're not engaged in any affair, nor do you recite concerning it any portion of the Quran, nor do you do any work, but we are witnesses over you when you enter into it, and there does not lie concealed from your Lord the weight of an atom in the earth or in heaven, nor anything less than that or greater, but it is in a clear book. Holy Quran, chapter 10, verse 61. According to these verses and according to common sense, nothing is hidden from Allah. He knows that man does or thinks. Now compare this hadith with these two verses and see whether they can be reconciled. How is it possible that Allah Almighty would not be aware of the pleasure of Abu Bakr so that he himself might be obligated to ask him whether he was pleased with him or not? Common sense and the Holy Quran indicate that this hadith is false. A hadith in praise of Abu Bakr and Omar and their disqualification. Sheikh, there is no doubt that the Holy Prophet said, Allah will show Himself to all the people in general, and to Abu Bakr in particular. He also said, Allah did not put anything into my breast that He did not put it into Abu Bakr's breast. He also said, I and Abu Bakr are like two horses who are equal to each other in a race. Again he said, in the sky there are 80,000 angels who pray for blessings for him who is a friend of Abu Bakr and Omar. And in the next level of the sky there are 80,000 angels who curse him who is an enemy of Abu Bakr and Omar. The Holy Prophet also said, Abu Bakr and Omar are the best of all mankind from beginning to end. Abu Bakr's and Omar's rank can be assessed from the hadith in which the Holy Prophet said, Allah made me from His light, Abu Bakr from my light, and Omar from Abu Bakr's light, and my followers from Omar's light. Omar is the lamp of the people of paradise. There are many such hadiths recorded in our authentic books. I have narrated only a few so that you may know the real position of the caliphs. Sultan, the meaning of these hadiths leads to heresy and infidelity, which clearly proves that the Holy Prophet could not have said such things. The first hadith implies that Allah has a body and it's infidelity to believe that Allah has a body. The second hadith indicates that Abu Bakr shared what was revealed to the Holy Prophet. The third hadith implies that the Holy Prophet was in no way superior to Abu Bakr. The other hadith conflict with innumerable hadith, which are accepted by both sects, that the best of people of the world are the Prophet Muhammad and his descendants. Apart from these clear facts, your own distinguished ulama like Maqdisi in his Tadhkiratul Maw'iza, Firuz Abadi Shafi'i in his Safar Sadat, Hassan ibn Athir Dahabi in Mizanul I'tidal, all concluded that these hadith are fabricated. They all insisted that these hadith are forged. They conflict with the Holy Quran and with common sense. Shaykh, but consider another hadith which surely is authentic. The Holy Prophet said, Abu Bakr and Omar are the masters of the old men of paradise. Sultan, if you would examine this supposed hadith more closely, you might find that apart from the fact that your own ulama have rejected it, this hadith cannot possibly be from the Holy Prophet. Everyone knows that paradise will be inhabited by old people. There are no gradual changes there. There are many reports accepted by both sects which relate to this matter. One of them is the affair of Ashja'iyah, an old woman who came to the Prophet. In the course of his talk, the Prophet said, old women will not enter paradise. The woman was deeply saddened and she said, weeping, O Prophet of Allah, this means that I shall not enter paradise. Saying this, she departed. The Prophet said, tell her that on the day she will be young and will enter paradise. Then he recited the following verse of the Holy Quran. Surely we have made them to grow into a new growth. Then we have made them virgins, loving equals in age for the sake of the companions of the right hand. Holy Quran, chapter 65, verses 35, 38. In another hadith accepted by both you and us, the Holy Prophet said, when the inhabitants of paradise enter heaven, they will be youthful, with the pure clean faces, curly hair, charming eyes, 33 years of age. Shaykh, your statements are true as they are, but this is a specific hadith. Sultan, I don't understand. What do you mean by a specific hadith? Do you mean that Allah will send a group of old men to paradise so that Abu Bakr and Umar may be their masters? Besides, your own prominent ulama regard this hadith as fabricated. The Prophet gave us a procedure for validating hadith. I stated earlier that any hadith which is not consistent with the Holy Quran is to be barely rejected. Our own scholars reject several hadiths purported to have originated with the Prophet or with the holy Imams on the basis of the principle enunciated by the Prophet. Whenever a hadith is reported as having come from me, refer it to the Holy Quran. If it is consistent with it, accept it, otherwise reject it. Accordingly, our scholars do not accept hadith which are inconsistent with the Holy Quran. I stated earlier that your own ulama have written treatises on the rejection of fabricated hadiths. For example, Sheikh Mujaddiddin Muhammad bin Yaqub Firuz Abadi in Safratus Sadat, Jalaluddin Suyuti in Kitabul La'ali, all have said that the chain of narrators of this hadith, stating that Abu Bakr and Umar are the masters of the old men of paradise, includes Yahya bin Ambasa. Dahabi says that this Yahya is an unreliable narrator, and Ibn Jan held that Yahya used to fabricate hadiths. Thus, apart from my previous arguments, even your own ulama consider it a false hadith. In fact, it's probable that it was fabricated by the followers of Abu Bakr the Umayyad family in order to humiliate the Bani Hashim and the progeny of the Holy Prophet, they used to fabricate hadith parallel to the authentically narrated in praise of the family of the Prophet. Men like Abu Huraira, in order to gain access to the ruling coterie of the Bani Umayyah, often fabricated hadith. Because of their hostility to the descendants of the Prophet, they concocted hadith parallel to those accepted by the Shia and Sunni ulama. Nawab, which is the accepted hadith in this case,